We're rolling.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
Episode 73 of the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies podcast. Ooh. We are sponsored by Black Belt Digital Marketing. Anything you need to build your business, we got website design, Google Ads, graphic design. They can help. Check them out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram, or you can check out the website. It's bbdigitalmarketing.com. You can request a free online review of your entire business's online presence, right? So,
yep.
Shout out to our friend George Hernandez. Hernandez Claims. He's a public adjuster who can help settle a commercial or residential insurance claim on your behalf in the states of Florida and Texas. Actually, I didn't tell you. Did I tell you about the fire in my community?
No.
There was a break-in in the community. There was a break-in. Yeah. Somebody vandalized the house and set the kitchen on fire.
What?
Yes, this happened like 2 days ago. I sent them George's information. Legit. That's a true story.
That's wild.
That's not like, I sent my sponsor over. No, we were legitimately sent. I actually knew a couple other people at GC, a restoration guy too. I sent over. But yeah, man, somebody broke in, vandalized the house, drew a penis on the wall. So it's probably kids.
But who sets a house on fire?
They set the kitchen on fire. I think it's kids.
Oh my gosh!
I'm really hoping it's not the same ding dong ditchers that I had. Remember I told you the story. I hope it's not those because those are young kids. But they had to find something new to do after they got caught ding dong ditching.
That's a horrible thing to do. Learn how to code, kids. Just learn how to code.
So it's like it's like the last house in the cul-de-sac. So it's like right on like the border. So unless they had cameras, we were trying to find out if they got anything on camera.
Yeah.
Like if you came in from one side and there aren't any cameras, there aren't any other houses with cameras that would get a good shot of anybody.
Right.
So
our whole neighborhood came installed with Ring cameras.
Yeah.
All of them.
Well, I have, funny enough, one of our sponsors, Feito.
Feito.
This is not even like set up to be I have him coming to do. He told me there were some new like color at night cameras. So instead of like those, like, you see that grayscale kind of weird, shot at night, he's like, it's color at night. You can see full color and get a good shot of somebody. So he's putting in new cameras at my house. I'm putting in floodlights with motion sensors, and he's got to do some other things inside the house as well. But
that's cool.
I actually do use these people that we're talking about. They're actually friends and clients and supporters of the show.
That's dope.
So you can call George Hernandez today and let the professionals help you get the most compensation possible from your insurance company. Check them out at Hernandez Claims on Instagram or visit them on their website, hernandezclaims.com.
That's right. I hope you listen. Hurricane season's coming up.
Hurricane season's coming up.
The rainy season.
And now, again, he's
Texas.
Licensed in Texas and Florida.
Yep.
Always two of the harder hit places. Louisiana. What just happened to tornado? Went right through.
Man, Louisiana.
Where was that? Was that near? Was that near New
I
Orleans?
believe so. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty normal, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was. Did you see the video?
I did. Oh yeah, I did see that video actually. Yeah,
that kind of looked like there was like almost like there was 3.
I follow this.
I wasn't sure if I saw a car go across.
I follow this guy Pecos Hank. Is his channel? That's his name. He's actually a filmmaker. But he's a storm chaser.
Yeah.
And
I think I know what you're talking about. He was he the guy that had the car that would like...
No.
They were chasing that like the Black Beast or something they called it?
No. That was the Reed Timmer. That was the other guy.
Okay.
He was on Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
Pecos Hank is actually, he's a guitarist as well, a musician. He's got long black hair. Very cool kind of guy, laid back.
Cool cat.
Yeah, very. And he makes his own videos, very good at making these videos. Dude, he's caught some amazing fucking tornadoes, footage that's outrageous. So he's worked with these tornado scientists to actually create a simulation, a computer simulation that's the most accurate simulation to date of tornadoes.
Okay.
And so I'm figuring that he was probably chasing this.
Yeah.
This
well,
stuff.
I mean,
every chaser.
I haven't watched a ton
Midwest
of the news, but I know it did not go well for them out there. Like I saw one
bad.
road, like houses not even touched, and then like it was like
that's how it
this
is,
side of the road. There was like 2 houses that weren't touched. This house is gone.
Yeah.
And then like this side of the road that they shot from were completely gone.
On the same table, these glasses are knocked over, and these are.
It's like rain in Florida. It could be raining in your backyard and sunshine in your front yard. Yeah.
It's always weird.
Yep.
All right, let's not forget Sean and the Clue at Phone Roll. We were talking about the leg locker.
The leg locker.
You finally put it out.
Put it out. That's been behind the scenes.
Yeah. That
came from a napkin.
That's somebody you know, right?
Yeah, somebody I know.
Somebody you know gave me the idea. So yeah, I saw that. I'm excited about that when they're doing the pre-order on his new leg locker. It's just the rash guard right now, right? Just the pre-order on the rash guard. I'm definitely getting in on this one. I want to support, but it's also an amazing rash guard.
I sent them the screenshot of my receipt. I just want to let everybody know that promo code JJD works even on the pre-order.
Yes, I posted about that earlier, so go check him out. So hands down, he's got the best custom gi and no-gi gear in the business. Check out their Instagram. Don't just believe us. Go check them out. You'll see the designs that they do.
Go and look.
At flow_n_roll. And check out their website, flowandroll.com. Again, they're doing the pre-order on this right now, but you can get your,
Instagram.
You could do gis, you could do embroidered belts, you could do custom gis and no-gi kits
Rash
for
guards.
your gym. And he's got some really flexible payment options to help, especially new gyms or like gyms that have really big orders.
Right.
He's got a system. I'll let him explain it, but reach out to them and he can talk to you about how he can get your gear get you your gear, and you're laying out as little money as possible. Let's leave it like that. Check out their website. You can see their team gear page for some of the other gyms throughout the country that are part of that platform and that system. So go check them out again. flowandroll.com. Welcome to our newest sponsor. Now, I was hoping to have gotten a box before we recorded today.
Again
we
with the
didn't.
box.
So we're including the BJJ box is our newest sponsor. Welcome, guys. Thank you. Woo. Wait, hold on. Wait, we got these for a reason.
Mine's dead.
We'll talk about them a little bit more. We'll do an unboxing of the first one that comes. I know it's on its way. I'll go home tonight and it'll be in the mailbox.
Probably,
Watch, right?
yeah, that's how it goes.
You know what? I didn't stop at the box on the way out today, so. If you know anything about the company, right, you can do like a subscription order, get a box every month. I believe it's like between 4 and 7 items. So usually more than the ones that I used to get back when we first started the show were way more than that, actually. The website says 4 to 7. Yeah. I know there's the regular box and there's a VIP box. We're also going to be doing some giveaways with them. So we've got some really cool stuff in store. But people are probably seeing the posts and the logo on our social media and on the opening of the website now, of the podcast now. So, we've got some really cool things happening. So right now, what we can say is that we've got coupon code JJD10. So JJD10, you'll get $10 off your first order. Okay. Again, it's a subscription service. We've already discussed doing some giveaways on social media, so that stuff is going to come. I just want to get that first unboxing out of the way, and then we'll talk about them.
We're always giving stuff away.
Always giving stuff away. I love it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you could check them out at thebjjbox.com and at the BJJbox on Instagram. And we'll talk about them more in the coming days and weeks. So I'm Milton Campus.
Hi, Milton.
I'm a brown belt training out of South Florida. You can check me out on Instagram at Uncle Milty BJJ or at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies. Shout out to Britt Tavar, our awesome booking manager, who booked today's guest and has been doing a killer job of just keeping us booked out for like months.
I know.
I think we're getting into like the 3-month mark of like guests, of lists of guests that are coming on. So if you do have somebody that you want to be on the, you want to have a suggestion of somebody you want on the show, or you want to be on the show, message us at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies. We usually forward the information to Britt,
because
to Britt, and she'll reach out.
At the rate that she's getting people on, there's no one going to be left for people to suggest. She will have gotten everybody.
We've got some interesting people coming on.
Yeah, the one I saw, I'm not going to say, but the one I saw coming up next month, I was like, oh, I've been following that person for a while.
Yeah, I mean, the names are getting bigger and bigger, and it's really cool. And so shout out to Britt. She's our booking manager and our sponsorship coordinator, so she's also handling the giveaways. So she gets involved with that as well.
Let's do it.
Miguel riding shotgun.
Hey, I just want a quick message. If you want me to follow you back or you want to follow me, follow the JJD_DJJ69 page. All right.
That is your Jiu-Jitsu Dummies specific Instagram.
The MLJ Rico stuff, I got family overseas and stuff like that. It's just, and I used to be in the military, so I got a lot of friends there. That's just my personal page. I'm not going to, don't take it as disrespect. I even message people that want to follow me and they look like real people. I'll message them. I'll say,
hey, follow me on this page.
Hey, follow me on this page. And then I'll deny them. And they usually do, and I follow them back. But
so you'll see his Instagram right here.
It'll be like, Aki.
I only follow
Bo behind the camera. Before you say anything, Bo behind the camera.
Yes,
hey, Bo.
Hey, Bo. Which is yes, what the
play that backwards. That's his,
okay.
That's his Instagram handle backwards.
Okay,
it's bad works.
I don't know what any of that was.
I'm gonna have to do that.
That was the strangest thing I've ever heard. So finish with what were you gonna say? You were gonna say something? I interrupted you to introduce you.
You said you only follow.
No, I only follow those illegitimate accounts that come on. They only have one. They have one. Yeah, one follow. Like they have one post.
Yeah.
And she really, really thinks you're cute and
20
wants to
followers.
Yeah.
Especially that same. It's got to be a Chinese woman or something. It's the same chick.
Yeah.
With like 1 million accounts. She's really tall. She has that doll face.
Yeah, gray head of hair.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
It's always the same profile pic? Is that what you're saying?
I can't help but think that they're assassins.
All right, so let's move on. Always drags us into a weird place.
Please tune into our next podcast.
So we were so look. Let me talk. So I talked to Britt about this, and I want to be open about this. So, we talk a lot about, who do we bring on the show?
Yeah,
and you start in one place and you grow.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to figure out, we do get a lot of people say like, "Hey, I got a great story. I'd like to be," or I don't. Or, "Hey, have me on. I'm funny."
I've had that at the gym.
So like, "Oh, you should have me on."
Yeah,
and it happens, and I always smile and say, "Hey, yeah, maybe we'll try to put something together." Yeah. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I don't really know what to say. This is the first time I've done something like this. I mean,
exactly.
I could I'm trying to let people down easy,
it's weird.
Or sometimes, you know what? It's like I get to know somebody either personally or on social media, and I'm like, they would be good. Like, and then I see a fit. Like, it's got to have. It can't just be like you tell, "Hey, I want to be on the show," and then it just comes together. But what is your guys' take on, like, do we start to set parameters on, for instance, like if they have over a certain amount of social media followers?
Not really.
Well, okay, so social media followers. Is it just a good story? Somebody that had, to stand out at a competition? Like, what's our bar for entry?
So if we're gonna talk about,
because there's no way to have everybody on.
Exactly.
We do get a lot of people that want to come on, and we do get a lot of messages. What's
the value?
Exactly. What is it?
Value.
I think it's about like what we've always been doing. If it brings something to the jiu-jitsu community, it's somebody that we both want to talk about and hear their story.
We really love people with, good stories.
Yeah.
They have something to say.
Hot take is good.
Well, some kind of development.
What do you mean by hot take? What do you mean?
Like they just got they're at the moment, they didn't maybe not have the platform. They got something going on. You kind of want to elevate somebody or somebody who does just kind of have like, oh, this person's known for this, and then let's have a long format conversation, not like this 13-minute clip of this, or you only know them by their last 20 posts, like
and
give them a chance to talk.
That leads to like, we've had people that have never done a podcast.
Yep.
And look, I've had people on that have like, I don't want to call it freeze up, but like you ask them a question and it's a 1 or 2 word answer. It's like, this is a talk show. Yeah. You've got to be able to kind of move the conversation along. give me the long answer. This is the time where, nobody's going to be like, "Oh my God, this guy won't shut up." No. Yeah. We want you to not shut up. That's the best podcast. You're here to, you're some people are only listening to you. So if you give a 1-word answer, it's just like, okay. I don't think we've ever had a horrible podcast, but we've been in situations where it's like, you got to like drag it out of them a little bit.
Don't shut up podcast.
I love that. What did I tell you? Our best podcasts are like, I ask a question and then like,
let them run.
They go for 15 minutes, or then you wind up asking questions about, like, there's something in what they just said that's your next question. I mean, that's the best podcast.
That's getting to know somebody. Yeah, that's what this is about. I think that should be the bar. Like somebody we want to get to know.
Yeah.
That has a great story. I think that should be the parameter. Yeah, but like if you're talking about just like fame and accolades, if you have the opportunity to fanboy out on somebody who's super famous, then of course, why wouldn't you have like a power figure,
like today's guest?
Podcast?
But
I know you're a fan of today's guest.
I'm a fan of today's guest.
You're such a big fan of today's guest that Britt she sent me a message. She's like, I just had to book today's guest because I'm always hearing you always reference today's guest. Yeah. And she was just like, I'm just going to book it. Like her message to me was like, I had to book him so he can fanboy out.
Well, it's underrated, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Underrated for sure.
Well, let's get him in here. And you can do your fan. No,
let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. All right, everybody. Joining us today is black belt Tex Johnson. How you doing, Tex?
How are you guys doing?
What's up?
Great. How are you guys?
The first guy I've ever called Tex. I think anytime I've ever called anybody Tex, I was kind of insulting them. Like, hey, Tex, being from New York. Hey, Tex, what do you got, like a Southern accent?
How can you insult the great name of Texas? It's a great name, Tex in Texas.
How did you get that? How did you get that nickname?
Oh, I know this.
I moved from Texas to Georgia, and they just started calling me Texas in the locker room. And then when I started fighting, it just became an easy screen name to be, or stage name to call Tex.
Yeah,
it got shortened to Tex. Yeah, so.
Can I give you?
It's not really a great name, but it just kind of worked out.
It's cool. I think it's cool as shit, man. It's like a movie star name, Tex Johnson.
This isn't a question, but more of a fun fact for you to know. Did you know that Ohio has produced the most astronauts out of any state in the United States? Did you know that?
I was not one of them. I know
you're from Ohio.
I'm curious where this is going.
I know you're from Ohio. You were born in Ohio. You're a military bro.
I was born in Bedford, Ohio. Yes.
That's right. There's something about Ohio that makes people want to get the hell out of there.
I've heard that.
I didn't live there long enough to find out. I find most states are deplorable in some sort of way. They all have their minuses. Yeah, even like I've lived in San Diego, I've lived in Miami, and I still go back to New York. So,
what's your favorite?
New York. New York's my favorite. Where I would have stayed in Miami and figured it out there, or Palm Beach Gardens. I love New York. It's the being able to walk outside at 2 a.m. in the morning and just go find a slice of good pizza or whatever you want at like any time of the night. Like, if you're in the suburbs, you're not just like, what are you going to walk around your neighborhood? Like,
no. Yeah.
In New York, if you walk around your neighborhood, you get to see the crackheads and the people out on the street. You're like, God, there are still crazy people up living.
Yep.
Why am I sleeping? Like,
I've
there's people going to work all hours of the night. There's people drinking all hours of the night. You go outside any hour of the night, and you're going to find something to do.
I've gone to New York a couple times for work, and I don't know if I could live in New York, but I love going to New York because of that reason. I've gotten out of my hotel room. I was always in Manhattan,
right.
So always like in like the NoHo, Soho area, and I'm telling you, you would just walk out in the middle of the night and there'd be cellars open. Like you just walk downstairs and there would be a door and you just walk in it and it'd be like a flower shop.
There's things to do.
And then a bar.
Yeah.
And then
I always say, I'm from New York, but I'm from Long Island. And the city,
that's not New York.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The thing is, you say New York, you leave off the city, people think you're from New York City. Grew up on Long Island, lived there for 25 years before I moved to Florida, and it's nothing like that. I mean, we would go to New York City for fun, as like when I was a kid, we'd go to see the sights. As an adult, we go to play around at the bars, and I actually didn't do a lot of hanging out in New York City till I went away to college in upstate New York. And then I would go home with my roommates, and then we'd go to the New York City.
Yeah.
That's who really introduced me to New York City.
And I grew up in Queens.
Yeah.
Flushing, Bayside, Whitestone, College Point.
Where are you now, Tex? Where are you coming to us from?
I'm in Manhattan.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah, downtown Manhattan on like 14th and Lower East Side. Somewhere.
Oh, cool. I used to work near 14th and
Yeah. It's
I worked on 16th and Park actually at one point. Yeah.
So much to do there. Like no matter what street you're on, from 35th to, even the 50th, like you start getting into the 125s. I've lived in the Harlems. I've lived in almost every borough in New York. And like, if I could live in Soho, the problem with it is everybody gets caught up on cost of living because, for 800 square feet, you'll pay double that, you'll pay $2 a square foot, like $1,600 for 800 square feet. And it's like, it's a lot, but also with the amenities you're going to get, walk outside at any point in time and do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
And have the best food. So if you're making, and it's easy to make $100,000 a year in New York. It's easy. Like it's base salary for a lot of people, even the sanitation workers are making 100 G's 100 G's a year. So it's one of those things where it's like, people are like, oh, the cost of living and this and that. And I'm like, just settle for something a little bit smaller than what you really think you need in life. And that's really all you need. Like, I think people like think they need some gigantic house. And it's like, well, you got to clean that. You have to upkeep that house. And that's not fun. You know, if I own an apartment and something goes wrong, if I can't fix it, I call the super. You know, you own a house and you start calling in renovators and stuff, you know, you call them over. It's $300 right there just for them to take a look at your house. Yep. They're not even fixing it yet. They're just like, oh, well, we got to expect it. You know, expect it for what? There's a hole there. Well, that's caused by foundation. The foundation could be a problem. The foundation, the fuck you mean the foundation? You know,
I used to get flown up there. I wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jonah Hill's selling his place in NoHo. You know, if you want to buy that, it's only, I think it's only like 10 mil.
That's it?
Yeah.
10 mil?
Yeah. It's real cheap.
Yeah.
Mere shekels.
Yeah.
No, but the best way I heard it explained was if you want to live in Manhattan, you live in Manhattan, you sleep in your apartment. It's because everything that you're saying, like you go outside, there's so much, there's parks, there's museums, there's you know, like
food.
Like almost, food. The food's
entertainment.
Absolutely amazing. Entertainment, live music.
Entertainment everywhere, free concerts, plays.
Yep.
Broadway's coming back, so
take the train.
Done yet? I need to go to a Broadway show. They're legalizing weed up there, which is going to throw another problem into the cost of living that nobody sees coming because it happened in Denver, and they're like, "Yay, weed's being legalized." And it's like, you remember what it did to Denver, right? And they're like, "No." I was like, a lot of people went homeless, so just wait for the inflation. It's going to come.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
So where are you training up there? Are you...
a lot with Unity. Well, I haven't been training lately because of the back injury.
Okay.
So
I was going to ask about that.
Not a lot of training. Yeah, not a lot of training going on because of the back injury. Just filling it out. Still waiting to see if I need to get surgery or not on my back, or if the stem cells are going to help it to completely heal.
Let's tell everybody, because not everybody's going to know, this is still stemming from the slam
Orlando Sanchez. Yes.
Orlando at the WNO.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's still going on. And again, it's one of those things where I opted out of surgery, but it still the disc might be herniated enough. I'm not a doctor. I just listen to what they told me, that it might have been it's so herniated that it's just compressing on that nerve. And now that my body has healed some, the inflammation's gone down, but that piece that is herniated is still out there. So that would have to be removed away.
Oof.
And taken off of the nerve. Yeah, doesn't sound like fun at all to me. So
yeah,
I really, really didn't want to get back surgery at 35 because of some idiot that wanted to. I don't know what the fuck his agenda was with that, but it was definitely not good intentions.
It feels like the old, well, I'm not getting out of this, so let me hurt the guy.
Right. So it's like, it's kind of like one of those things. Right. So, but like, it's not supposed to happen at the professional stage. You know, you're not supposed to let people, and that guy gets to do ADCC without even he gets an invite because he's won before. So
yeah,
he gets to go straight to the front of the line, to ADCC. And then he also got to compete that day without being disqualified, and nothing happened. And it's like, you guys have no rules and regulations for your sport for anybody who breaks the rules.
Yeah, repercussions.
So
yeah,
there's no repercussions. So what's the point of us not just hurting each other and you guys being like, well, that was malice? Well, if you kick one guy out, then you got to start kicking other people out, right?
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say it that way, because I mean, you famously said that you have the switch of when you're in competition mode,
right.
You're in a competition, you have no problems hurting somebody, but you do it within the rule set. So
exactly.
So and the reason you didn't hook a leg or anything like that was because, hey, I'm not going to get slammed here. I'm just going to keep focusing on this choke. Right. He's doing this. Well, I think you said for theatrics, right? That was your thought process.
I thought he was trying to get me to go to the triangle. And I'm like, well, you're not going to slam me. It's not legal. And as I started to come down, I tensed to hold on to him. I was like, this one's gonna be, I don't know what it's gonna feel like. So the problem with it was the inertial like hit didn't hurt, and I lost like my legs, and my legs started like buckling underneath me, and I'm like,
like nerve damage.
Like, yeah, like I've had back pain where like the nerve, I knew what the nerve was doing. I know it was like cut off. I could tell there was a massive something laying on my nerve, the herniated disc. And then I got MRIs of it, and I had an epidural.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So the epidural didn't take the pain away. And then I finally got to a point where I was like, well, the pain doesn't matter. So it's going to be like an adult 5 all day. Like I'm just in a dull 5 pain all day. Then I can deal with that. It's the pain and numbness. Like when I'm sleeping, my leg just will go numb. Or when I'm laying in bed, my arms and my hands go numb. And it's like, well, this isn't normal. This is, not normal. This is not before the accident. So all these things that have started happening since that accident. And there's also things that were undiagnosed that are like, it's just broken, fractured bones. They're going to heal.
What do you mean just? That isn't good.
Yeah. It's, but they heal, the herniated disc or the little gel disc are the worst because they tend to take a really long time to heal, or they don't heal.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a lot of people in every community that's like very like back surgery, because they're like, okay, well, back surgery can never do right. And it's like, that's not true. Like they're not just letting people operate on people's backs because it sucks. You know what I mean? Like they're not. And you hear people, because you're like, I might go get back surgery. You're like, it'll ruin your life. It'll ruin your life. It'll ruin your life. And I'm like, so if it ruins my life, then okay, whatever. I have to deal with that. It doesn't matter. But like, how much worse can it get?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not a doctor. The doctors are telling me they're going to put like a 2-inch slit in my back, remove that piece of disc, and that's it. So they say it's easy peasy and not a hard day's of work. That's what they say. But I mean, they're also cutting into your back. So they say you walk out. How long until I can start teaching at full capacity again? Another 3 months?
Yeah, who knows?
So what do you do now when you go in the gym? Are you teaching, but you're just kind of hands off, or are you not getting into the gym at all?
I teach. Well, now that it's been 2 weeks since the stem cells, and it's been a little over 7-8 months now since the incident.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing the other night, but I'm only training with people who are smaller, no more than 185 pounds, and they're not going to be able to hurt me. They can't lift me. They can't pick me up.
Right.
They can't like sling me around. So as of right now, I'm just moving with the lighter guys and just letting my back move, because I want to see, because it's really tight right now. So I'm just letting it warm up and relax and get back to the training. I'm going to start lifting again next week. And once I start lifting again, and then I'll see where my maxes and stuff go and how my back feels during training. So I'll probably start training at with Junie's class at 7 a.m. and help some of those guys. And then also he's got some good guys that aren't so like high level. Good training.
Is the silver lining, if there is one here, is the silver lining that now this lets you focus maybe like on a new aspect of jiu-jitsu? Because you have seminars, coming up in Europe. You have seminars. I see you doing seminars with children. Is this like something that you now maybe something you fell in love with more now, or
does it basically like, did it open up a different door?
No.
Oh, fuck it. I want to be competing.
No. I was gonna do it. Yeah, fuck it. I just want my body back to where I feel like, here's the problem. Like if it would have been a legal slam, I would have been like, cool, no big deal. You know what I mean? Like shit happens. You start fucking around with the rules, and like people start, Mike Sears calling me a bitch because I couldn't walk and I wasn't feeling okay. And I'm like, dude, like I'm having a medical issue that happened on your show. Calling me bad names. I'm like, can we rethink this whole scenario where we don't then 2-on-1 me, like the owner of Flow Grappling and Michael Sears, like acting like they were scared I was going to do something. And I'm like, bro, I can barely walk. I'm like,
are you talking about that night? That was just that.
Yeah,
night?
Yeah. Like, and I'm trying to ask them for insurance information and stuff. I had a lawyer calling me, and I'm like, dude, I got a lawyer calling me. And they're like, a lawyer, and I was like, yeah, like a lawyer's gonna call you guys to ask you about insurance. Like, oh, we don't have insurance. But you don't have insurance. What do you mean you don't have insurance for things to go wrong on that stage? I mean, this is MMA 101. You have to have insurance.
Yeah.
So that was then. What's going on with that now? How much can you say? Can you say?
Right. So my first thought was sue Orlando. Needed to be. So the first lawyer wanted to bring charges against Orlando for assault and battery in the state of Texas for what he did. And she's like, file a report. And I'm like, this, that, and the other. Is like, dude, filing a report and doing all this shit. Like, obviously he did it. You know what I mean? Like, it's
on video.
So it's on video, and she's like, yeah, and they're probably, I don't know what they're going to do. So I got in touch with another lawyer. Was like, well, it looks like Flow Grappling wants to pay for your back surgery. So I'm like, great. So got to find out how much back surgery is, got to find out all the cost of everything. So Flow Grappling, apparently their lawyer was talking with my lawyer and everything it's copacetic. Here's the problem. Until I can compete, I'm losing my wages. Like, I had a $30,000 tournament in the UK lined up. I have fight to wins I'd be doing every week that I normally do every week. Add up. On top of that I'm probably going to miss this year now because of this injury. Mm-hmm. And again, that's a 2-year process of being able to go back. That sometimes nobody ever gets to go back to because I'm going to have to do the trials again. So long road back and then figuring all that out.
Yeah, man.
That's where we're at.
That fucking sucks.
Rock in a tough place.
Yeah. It does. It does. So that's where I'm at, just trying to get back to competing. So I'm figuring out where my body's going to be. Yeah.
As you're talking about this, and as I've seen stuff online, is Flow Grappling like our version of the UFC now? Like, right, they're becoming the organization. It's not just the who's number one. They're controlling all aspects of grappling or jiu-jitsu now as it relates to professionals, right?
But they can't be a monopoly, and they put enough of the rejects back on. Sometimes, like, they keep recycling Heisa Reedham. Really win. I don't know why. And David Garmo. They keep recycling the same guys. Like David Garmo is fighting somebody tonight, and Heisa and Rita. And it's like their last 2 fights they lost. One of them fought a pair Pedigo kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's like, dude, like, what's exciting about grappling right now? And why is who's number one so exciting? And I think who's number one is really exciting just because of the rule set. Shit talk and all the stuff that they're doing. Now they've got a live, like they have Tim Spriggs. And who is it? Oh, God. Craig Jones, that are coaches now. They took the exact same fight show,
the Ultimate Fighter,
as the Ultimate. There you go. So it's like, again, like, dude, the Kumite was fun back when Lloyd Irvin did it, right? So now we're gonna do it again, but we're gonna do it as like, who's number one? Who's next?
It works, but on the other side of that, do you think it's a good thing because it puts more eyes on the sport, which eventually, as a person, like, you're a Unity black belt, like, will eventually it brings more eyes to you too. Like
yes,
bad and good.
Yes, but
kinda
also
two sides there.
Double-edged swords, because you get a lot of people who don't know anything about the martial arts side of jiu-jitsu, and then it becomes, well, are we a pro sport or are we martial arts again? And when did all this shit talking come into play? You know, Morgan came out and started talking shit about everybody, and it's like, dude, like,
it's marketing.
Did you see a place?
It's bad marketing. I don't appreciate it.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. The whole WWF thing that was going on before.
Yeah.
Like, dude, WWF is so gay. Like,
hey man.
like,
hey, I grew up watching.
Okay. Oh, so did I. So did I. It's not just. I mean, I grew up watching these roided out idiots just yell shit at a mic.
Yeah.
But it was catchy. You know, it's catchy. You know, like.
I knew it was fake.
Just because it doesn't mean nothing, man. It's real to us.
Yeah. Those guys are entertainers and they're athletes. I totally agree with you. This whole Kobe Covington thing, like where everybody who knows anything about anything knows that's
George is going to jail, so it's all good. Just like Cain Velasquez. It's like all you guys can preach one thing, and say, but then when it comes to doing, okay, he did and he's dumb.
Yeah,
so he broke the law. He shot the wrong guy.
Yeah,
he committed it, and they're like, oh, well, let's get a lawyer for this guy, and it's like, nah, there's not a lawyer that's gonna an open and shut case. What do you mean? Like, he's going to prison. He tried to attemptedly murder 2 people, failed at shooting the right person, shot the wrong person. You're going to jail.
It's a tough case. With the best intentions.
Well, of course. Yeah. But here's the deal. Some of that shit, you find that guy on the side of the road, you beat him the fuck up within an inch of his life.
Yeah.
Plead insanity. The DE goes, yeah, of course you were insane.
Yeah.
It's not premeditated. You didn't mean, okay. Now it's premeditated. Like, do the same thing with George Masvidal.
Yeah,
the same with George Masvidal. You premeditated this. You said you were going to do it. You openly said it on camera, on social media. Have a nice life in prison. Like, what do you want us to tell you?
As far as Cain, I said the same thing on the last episode.
You did.
Which
I hate to say it.
You should have beat the shit out of him. You're a fighter. You could have beat the shit out of him. And then you would have probably been able to say, hey, I'm going crazy. I just found out this guy is raping my daughter. You know?
Yeah, you
exactly.
could have beat him to death. You could have beaten him to death. But here's the even better part. If you beat him, he lives and he has to go through the healing process of healing through a broke jaw, a broke eye socket.
Yeah.
You know, the tremors for the rest of his life. It's going to affect him.
Being scared of every
This didn't affect. This did nothing.
Be scared of every Mexican man. You see.
So essentially, all he really did was take himself from his parents, take himself from his kid who needed his protection.
Yeah.
He took his father skills from his kid because he wanted to fucking kill somebody. It's like, dude, there's better ways of doing it.
When they didn't let him out on bail.
Yeah, you knew. You said it. You said it.
Boy,
you said it.
This is not, because you figure, okay, maybe they'll look at this as temporary insanity.
No, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, because here's the thing. The number one rule. You can come back a traumatic experience. You cannot come back from death. Cain Velasquez was trying to cause death, not have been able to come back from what he did.
Right.
A traumatic experience you can come back from. We've all been in traumatic experiences. You can come back from a traumatic experience. His daughter will come back from these traumatic experiences. Killing that man, not ever. He can never come back from his traumatic experience. You cannot take that back. You've killed somebody.
Yeah.
Your intent was to kill. Okay. Well, if your intent is to kill, do it better. Do it where
if he would have hit the right guy, right? I think he shot the guy's dad by accident. Not by accident, I guess. However you want to say it.
Yeah, he did it.
If you were gonna get in trouble for this, shoot the right guy, and maybe Like, I would think the courts would look at it a little bit differently. Like, you shot the guy that raped your daughter. No, you shot the father of the guy. Now this guy's got problems. Now, the jail time, I think, is just going to be more.
And all this being said, I still hope that some type of Hail Mary thing happens and he gets scot-free. Like, all that being said, I hope that, like, he gets a Johnny Cochran or something.
They shut down, like, all his GoFundMes. Like, any of the GoFundMes raising money for his...
Well, because here you go. Again, it's not... He has money for a lawyer.
Yeah.
He has money for a lawyer. Okay, so these guys were doing a let's sell $20 t-shirts. And I put it on the post. It's like, how much is this lawyer?
Yeah.
How much is this lawyer? Okay, it's going to be, for him to talk to a lawyer, it's probably going to cost him $15,000. Just to get them to look at the case.
Yeah.
All right. So he's going to have to come out $15,000 for that or more. And then the case hours on that, most lawyers are going to look at him and go, it's open and shut. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, what are they debating? He shot the wrong guy.
Yep.
I think the Hail Mary here is the insanity play.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I can see working. He was completely out of his mind.
What I was trying to get to though was like the theatrics in a professional sport that's a real professional sport. Like Kobe Covington is a great fighter, but he had to talk shit to save his career.
Yeah,
and then but I don't even know why anybody's doing it in jiu-jitsu because if you talk to anybody, and I've met Gordon Ryan, like at an event and stuff like that.
He's pretty
nice.
Decent. Yeah.
Super nice guy.
He's pretty, yeah. I think the problem with it is everybody has like their inner scumminess.
Yeah.
And even him and John and all those guys, they have like their inner, like they know and think that they're better than everybody. Deep down inside them.
Like in a bad way or in a competitive way?
Any of that's like, it's good competitively, but it's also toxic. It is what it is. Look what he's done. Like, dude, he got Gaval so mad that Gaval like acted like a fucking child.
Right.
And for the longest time, I'm telling these guys, like I told, who was it? The guy who owned Zenith. I'm like, dude, he's a fucking child.
Drysdale.
I told Drysdale, like, Drysdale, he's a fucking child. He's 23. But he said, I was like, who gives a fuck what he, like, at a certain point until they called me an alcoholic. And I'm like, dude, like, all right, your dad was a fucking alcoholic. Let's talk about why you don't drink. All right. Let's talk about like brass tacks of like living the life of like who you are, Gordon, because just because you were born into a great lineage of Henzo Gracie and Tom the Blast and you had money, dude, look, not everybody grew up like that. And now that you're the best, then just keep doing it. But he started calling names and finger pointing, and I'm like, all right, dude, if you're going to call me an alcoholic, then I'm going to call your dad an alcoholic because he was, and I was cool with your dad. And you turned your dad into like some pseudo celebrity. We've all got to hear about it. Like, I don't want to hear about your fucking dad. We don't care. Like anybody who does, like, good for you. Like Gordon's dad was a drunk guy who said sexually harassing things to women on a fucking plane while I was there with him. I'm like, dude, like, okay, like he was cool, but he's just an old drunk. Like at the end of the day, like drunk.
He was.
And everybody found him fun. Yeah. Okay, and it was funny because he's an old drunk. So it's funny because he's dying and he's old.
Right.
We'll find the silver lining in Gordon's dad. So he started calling me an alcoholic, and I was like, "Cool, bro. We can both play that game."
Yeah, I don't take any part in any of that stuff, man. I'm the type of dude when I watch the Ultimate Fighter, I don't like the show. I don't like it. I literally fast forward it
to the fights.
I don't watch it when it comes out on Tuesdays. I don't watch it at 8 p.m. I watch it at 9 p.m. because at 9 p.m. I get to fast forward it
to all the BS.
Through all that stuff, man. I don't even watch those stupid little games. I agree.
The stupid drama that they brought to this fucking sport is like, dude, we can fight. Like I fought MMA. And Like when people would be talking, I'm like, we're gonna fight tomorrow, dude. Like whatever. Like
yeah.
Well, that's a lot of people are calling Masvidal out about that. Like you had 25 minutes to fucking to beat the shit out of this guy. You lost.
Look what Khabib did to fucking Conor.
Yeah, but they also got in the fight afterwards.
I mean, look, you're always gonna have those personalities. I don't know if this really works for jiu-jitsu. Right? A lot of in MMA, you have the casual viewer. Somebody that's never going to put on gloves, that's never stepped into a cage, has no desire to train, doesn't train any martial arts, and they could be a huge fan.
It's like a baseball fan.
It doesn't happen in jiu-jitsu. How many people do any of us know collectively that watch jiu-jitsu, other than family members that watch us because we train? How many people do we know that's just like, yeah, I'm a huge Gordon Ryan fan. Where do you train? Oh, I don't train. I've never trained in my life. That just doesn't happen.
It's not there
so
yet.
I don't think, so in order for that personality to work, that MMA, that personality, that Kobe Covington, Gordon Ryan, you need the casual viewer. You're never going to pull in the casual viewer. You're just going to be, you're going to be either funny or a dick. You're going to be funny to people that, that's funny. I trained jiu-jitsu and I think that guy's funny and I just think it's so crazy and stupid. I love the guy. Or what a dick. I hate the guy. And I want to see him lose because he talks like that.
But they still want to watch you. And they still,
in the jiu-jitsu community, he's not pulling in casual viewers though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the reason I think it works with Gordon is because he's undeniable. Like he actually is technically sound and really fucking good at no-gi grappling.
I agree.
Yes. But all the other stuff, like you said, I never really thought about making his dad a pseudo celebrity, but you're totally right about that.
I think that was done.
He
with
wanted
purpose.
to see how powerful he is. He has a fucking god complex. Like he posted the other day that like anybody who's his hater is either retired or dead. Like he gives a fuck, Gordon. Like really? People die. People, exactly. You're young. You're 28 now.
Wow.
You've got a gut disease. He's got a gut disease that's very fucking. He's got hepatitis C. So, dude, how long is your body gonna stay up? No. Not like broken bones and shit like that. But how long can your body hold up the steroid use, the fucking usage of whatever you're doing, and your diseases?
And don't forget just plain old jiu-jitsu. I mean, I'm just 2 years. I'm 2 years older than you. I've only been doing this for 3 years. I limped here today. I have a shiner, and I'm about 3 cities away from being a pro. Like I'm far from it. I'm a super casual. I just love the sport. And this shit hurts. Like I walk into work and my boss is like, jiu-jitsu? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you're fucking retarded. I get called retarded at work all the time.
Well, that is the funniest. That's the funniest thing when like I roll with people and they're like, I have to walk tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, I'm an athlete. I have to walk every day too.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck are you any different than me? I have to walk just like you.
Yeah.
Like, just because I'll like my ankle pop doesn't mean I don't have to walk tomorrow. Like,
yep.
Did you not get the memo? Everybody has to walk.
At the highest level, it's even harder. Like it's harder. Like that's what you're saying. Like how long is your body gonna hold up? I'm just saying like I do this 3 times a week. I wish I could do it more, but I do it 3 times a week because that's how life is. And it's tough. Like I'm sore. I'm sore right now. So I could only imagine a person who's teaching, working it, doing it.
Yeah,
traveling.
like when we had Amanda Levy on, she said, she says, I forget how old she was, but she's like, I feel like I'm an 80-year-old woman.
Yeah.
She's like, my body makes me feel like I'm 80 years old.
She's younger,
she's young.
though.
Yeah, she's young.
But she's what, 25?
She's
something like that,
She's in her 20s, but she's doing, she's doing jiu-jitsu and MMA. She's in the PFL.
I did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did all that stuff too.
It's fucking tough.
I was fighting
I know
MMA. Here's the thing. I think a lot of people, so when I got good at jiu-jitsu is when I started training at Unity. And I kind of figured out like my training schedule. And my training schedule is I train in the morning from X amount of time until X amount of time, and then I'm done. Like I'm done with jiu-jitsu, and then I'll teach. and then I'll get the technical aspect. And I don't roll, but I'll watch and learn. But my day with training in the morning and then teaching at night normally. So that's how I like to be set up. And so I have the rest of the day to relax, not train hard. So if I need to show something at like 50% teaching, it's easy because I'm normally showing it on white belts and lower class black belts and stuff like that that need to be taught. Like, obviously you're coming to class because you need to be taught. You don't own your own gym. So, you know, as a teacher, it's way easier to go and relax through teaching for me than, you know, training is straight. Just don't fucking talk to me. I don't want to fucking talk to you. I fucking hate this by now. Let's fucking get this done. You know, I love training, but when I train, I am there to train. Like, I'm not there to coach. I'm not there to do this. I'm there to learn what I need to learn and get things done. Now, by doing that, my other training partners are going to get the best of me also. So they're going to get the best Tex Johnson, which gives them the best time training. It's simple. And then after that, I teach, like I said, and take the rest of the day off. So,
what floor is Unity on in the building?
Basement, underneath.
It's in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, I've seen some videos from that place.
Well, that was the first one, I think.
The one I thought there was like I saw a window and there was like a shower people got into and then got out.
Yeah, that was the original. That was the original Unity.
Where was that at?
36th Street.
Was that on the
second floor?
Second floor.
Second floor.
Seemed like a wild
so that was fun. Yeah, we were above actually this Michelin star Asian restaurant.
No way.
Yeah, so like you could go get like $12 fried rice underneath downstairs.
Yeah.
Like Michelin star rice for like $12 with like duck in it for like $15. It was great. And then, you know, the training sessions were just the hardest.
Yeah.
You knew nobody was training in a situation like that because we left there some days. I didn't even know I was going to make it anywhere after that training session. I was like, oof, I might die.
The videos I saw.
I'm like, dude, like, I might die. I'm going to have to take a round off. I can't take a round off. If I take a round off, I'm going to get yelled at, or not even yelled at, or like, you know, looked upon. Like, I did all the rounds yesterday, but he didn't do the rounds yesterday. And then somebody's going to call you tomorrow to roll just to show you, like, why didn't you roll? And it's like, fuck, you know? Accountability. We held everybody accountable, not with words and not with like, never hate. It was, hey, you know, let's go. It's time.
Is that how the cat, like, is that how the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like what am I? What kind of jiu-jitsu guy am I? Hobbyist, yeah. Were there hobbyists at that school, or was that strictly competition?
No, there's hobbyists that came to pro training. My ex-wife came to pro training. She worked a full-time job in Pilates. She didn't compete, but she trained at that time because she could, and it was, you know, the best training you could get. Even she, like, the best, hardest training you could get. You know, 3 days a week. A week. Like, we have a girl, Emily Poklowski. She's a engineer, like computer engineer or coder. Mm-hmm. And she would do pro training a couple times a week. And then she's a purple belt champ, purple belt absolute champion, gi and no gi, I think. But she has a full-time job. And she comes so we have like these 10 a.m. tech classes where you do the 10 a.m. class and then you do a pro training. So you've got like 2 hours of drilling and technique in before you've even done jiu-jitsu. So by the time you've done the pro training, you have 4 hours of jiu-jitsu in.
The rolling session
4 hours
2 hours?
About an hour to 2 hours, yeah.
Wow.
Because you'll do situational training inside of that. That's still, it's not like maybe do 30, 45 minutes of situational too.
That's
on top of an hour of drilling.
Different world down here now.
different world.
My first gym was like
It's
that.
a
It was 2
different-
hours.
Yeah, most classes, I think most classes should be no less than 2 hours.
I agree with
An hour of technique and an hour of training. And how do you pay a good enough instructor to teach for an hour? You give them a living wage and they teach if they have the accolades. And you give them the time. And in the time, what is, to have a team that's going to produce a couple of world champions to promote your gym, it's going to cost you $45,000 to $50,000. It's going to. How could it not? Because how much money are you going to make? If you're charging $150 a student and you've got 200 students now because I've created 3 or 4 world champions with your blue belts and purple belts that I've been teaching, how much are you making?
0.
We're making way more than 50. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these gym owners that are like, oh, we'll give you like $25 a class. And it's like, no, I'm good, bro.
You know what?
I can make that much like going to do something else. But thanks. But they're like, oh, but $25 a class is so great. And it's like, no, who works for $25 an hour? That's a skilled worker.
Yeah. That's an unskilled worker.
Yeah,
actually.
you could just do private seminars and
that's
make more
unskilled.
money.
That's what I said.
Unskilled workers make more than that, actually.
Chipotle workers make that much money, dude.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, Chipotle money. Like,
I'm going to Chipotle.
No, I'm not going to Chipotle. That's why I told him to suck my dick. I'm like, dude, seriously, like, come on. Like,
on that note, Tex, if you could give us a second to shout out our sponsors.
Yeah, here we go, guys.
Here we go.
Thank you to DD214 Fightwear, gear for patriotic rollers. Visit their website, dd214bjj.com, and get 15% off your online order with code JJD. And check them out on Instagram at dd214_fightwear. Thank you to Feito IT and AV, specializing in commercial and residential automation, security cameras, CCTV, POS, and more. Check them out at feitoitav.com or call 305-428-2515 and let them know the dummy sent you. All of us here at the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies would like to thank the entire crew over at Flow and Roll for their tremendous support. They're renowned for their incredible t-shirt designs, and they've got something for everyone. Flow and Roll quickly rose up to become the premier custom apparel provider for academies, big or small, throughout the United States. Shoot them an email about your custom order, flowandroll@gmail.com, and they'll be more than happy to get you hooked up. Check them out on Instagram at flow_n_roll for samples of their gi and no-gi kits. They conveniently offer flexible payment options, too. Head over to flowandroll.com for more details, and while you're there, pick up a Jiu-Jitsu Dummies signature tee, now exclusively at flowandroll.com. And remember, you'll get 20% off your online purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD. Special thanks to George Hernandez, Claims Adjuster. Have you experienced damage in your residential or commercial property in the states of Florida or Texas from flood or fire, storms, theft and vandalism, even sinkholes, just to name a few? Don't get stressed out dealing with your insurance provider. Call George Hernandez today and let the professionals get you the most compensation possible. Visit HernandezClaims.com or call 305-712-6751 to get help now. And stay in touch with them on Instagram at Hernandez Claims.
Hey.
And we're back.
We're back.
real high tech around here, right? Like, so I have a question for you. So I see that you got the Gamblers jersey on. You did train down here at Gamblers. Can you tell? Was there a reason that you could talk about? Did you leave? Are you still part of Gamblers? I've seen you wear the swag, so I don't know. Are you part of that team?
So right now I'm under which is Mike Cipriani's coach and professor out of San Diego. And Mike Cip's like my godfather. He's one of my close friends that gets me.
Okay.
What not everybody does, you know? So me and Mike Cip are family.
Okay.
And I come down there and I teach to his gym. We just hang out. He's got good life lessons. He tells me what to do and how to do it. And He's got a great team down there. Jarrett, and I think there's a guy, Zach, right now teaching. Just a gym that he gave up $300,000 last year to jiu-jitsu gyms and other studios and private practitioners of jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
So yeah, $300,000. And then also his baseball team signed something like 33 kids to colleges last year, Gamblers baseball.
Yeah, no, they have a big facility. I know some people that have their kids in that facility.
Yeah, I mean, people, they don't understand that what Gamblers does for people, it's not just money. He changes people's lives from other countries, like kids from the Dominican Republic and Venezuela, these countries that have flies them over here. He gets them a cell phone. He gets them a car. He gets them signed to a college. Yeah, that guy told me to go fuck myself one time, and I feel like he's a bad human. It's like, yeah, you're lucky he didn't fucking hit you. Like, what do you want from me? Like, you started that shit, right? Like, literally, like, why would you start shit with the guy that tells you he's gonna hit you? Like, did you really want to find out if he's gonna hit you? Well, he said it. Well, did you find out? Did he hit you? Did Tex Johnson hit you when you found out? Yes, he hit me. Okay, good. He told you not to fuck with him. So
we were talking about that.
I didn't know he was doing anything baseball wise. That's new to me.
Oh God, yes. He owns a team that's fucking, again, they put out 30 to at least 30 prospects a year.
He gives out scholarships.
For college.
And he also supports the local schools.
He buys, like $40,000 to $80,000 a year.
Yeah.
Scholarships to that school, and he puts multiple kids in that school. So I think it's like $40,000 a year to go there to that school that his kids are at. Him and his daughter, his kid Frankie.
Did they go to Heritage?
And Mia.
Is that the school? That's too far north.
I don't know.
That's too far north.
The Pirate. No, it's a Pirate.
Oh yeah, I don't remember the name of that school. It's up there, right? Palm Beach Gardens, around that area.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. That's where I work, by the way.
Okay, well, if I can live there.
Yeah, me too.
old people with money and not a lot of crime, and Mike Cipriani, my friend. So
and Peanut Island.
Yeah. Oh God.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, I don't. Well, I took a tour of it. I took a boat around it.
Yeah.
And, I saw Epstein's house, and I saw all those the yachts and everything, and I'm like,
yeah.
Like this is like their second or third yacht. And I'm like, these are $50 million yachts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is their second and third yacht. Like, what do you mean?
Those are the extras.
What? Yeah, these are the extras that they keep. Yes.
Their boats. Their boats have boats inside of them that are my dream boats.
And those boats have jet skis inside.
Yeah, I know.
Right, yeah.
Yes. I want your 20-foot boat. They have 50-foot yachts. It's like, Jesus Christ.
50,
man.
80,
so for anybody outside of the state, they always hear about maybe Miami, Fort Lauderdale, maybe even Boca.
They don't know.
They don't know about West Palm Beach.
They don't know about West Palm Beach.
And Marco Island.
Has nothing on it.
Palm Beach County, fun fact, has the highest wealth demographic and the lowest wealth demographic in the same county in the United States.
Really?
It's like California.
Yeah. Well,
it's like a little California.
If you cross the train tracks in some parts, or you go out to Palm Beach County is huge. You got Belle Glade out there. Have you ever been out there? It's really depressing. And then you get kind of like, if you're east of 95 or west of 95, you kind of get a different deal there as well. You go down the street, I think this was a Chris Rock bit. It's like gun store, liquor store, gun store, liquor store, and then methadone clinic after methadone clinic.
Yes.
And then you just cross A1A. I mean, you cross, like Dixie Highway, and it's just like antique furniture. And
that is just like Hollywood.
I've been to City Place. I've been to City Place twice last month.
Okay.
The comedy.
Okay.
I've been up to watch what is that called up there? Do you know the one at City Place? The Improv. The Improv at City Place.
Man, can I tell you?
Oh wow.
I messed up, man. So for my wife and I love comedy. And I was like, oh, Tony Hinchcliffe, he's gonna be in Hollywood. And I was like, dope. Ooh. So for it's a guy that I like, Tony Hinchcliffe. Like, he's really mean.
Okay. One of Rogan's boys.
Yeah,
I liked him.
Oh.
I found him kind of before. Whatever. Anyway, I'm not trying to sound like a hipster, but anyways,
bougie.
I like him more from his Monday thing. He's got a Kill Tony show where he just like lets people who are not comedians or want to be comedians. They give him 1 minute and then he just fucking roasts them. It's hilarious. But it's really fun to watch if you watch it on YouTube. But anyways, I bought the tickets. I take my wife to this gas station that sells the best burritos ever, like off Hillsboro. Los Bocados. Yes. You've been to Los Bocados? Yeah. How awesome is that place?
No, but that's just I take my wife to the best gas station for burritos.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is it like the food truck? Is it the food truck outside? Like
No. It's in a gas station.
It's in a gas station.
They finally.
I don't hate the game, bro. I don't hate the game because I've had some great Mexican tacos in New Mexico with my ex-wife, and she's like, let's just get tacos or burritos at the gas station. I'm like, yeah, do it. Let's go. Run it.
I found my soulmate because she doesn't complain. And anyways, I go to click on the tickets and it has like a link for the Google, like how to get there.
Yeah.
Bro, it said 5-day drive. I bought tickets for Hollywood,
California. Oh, you do something in Florida.
Great job, bro.
Nicely done.
Burritos
It's a long way to go for burritos.
I didn't get a refund, so I had to I spent the money on the we did something else, We hung out.
All right, let's talk about some jiu-jitsu. Okay. let's talk about some jiu-jitsu. We got to burritos.
Hey man, burritos and jiu-jitsu go hand in hand.
Tex, do you consider yourself
Doritos
like a controversial figure in jiu-jitsu? Do you wear that?
I consider
do you consider yourself controversial? I mean, like when you did go back and forth with Gordon Ryan on stuff. So do you feel like you kind of like in that realm?
Sure. Let's no. I'm very straightforward.
Yeah.
There's not much. I'm not very controversial. I pretty much say what I want to say, and I'm going to say it. I mean, how much straightforward can I be?
Well, that's controversial.
That's controversial to say what's on your mind, good or bad. Right?
I don't think it should be. I don't think it should.
It shouldn't be. But
with me, I don't think it shouldn't be. But okay, then yes. Am I Dennis Rodman? Am I kicking random Candymen in the dick because I'm angry about missing a? You guys remember this shit though? This happened. Like Dennis Rodman fractured this dude's pelvis because he missed a rebound. Some random Canada guy, he just fucking stomped him in the dick.
Yep.
Controversial? Sure. But here's the problem. Nobody wants to play either.
Right. Well, you don't get to be the best rebounder in the league, though, without stomping on some crotches.
Yeah. But nobody. Here's the thing. I don't get the blowback from Gordon. I don't get the blowback from any of those guys anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody talks back to me. That's fine. You guys, I told you guys, I'm not here for talking shit. We'll have a match. Whatever happens, but let's let it be. I could be a good time or I could be your worst nightmare. And if you guys want to make me an enemy, then that's what we are. We're enemies.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't talk to me. Fucking come up and ask me for nothing out of fucking, don't act like we're cool at the fucking weigh-ins because we're not cool. Again, if we're not cool, we're not cool.
I think, some people, I think they need to hate their opponent. Especially in MMA, there are guys that they need to, maybe let's say the Diaz brothers are really good examples of that. The Diaz brothers, they need to hate their opponent. Once it's over, it's over. But when they're in there, they need to hate them, and they use that as drive.
That's fine. Then that's fine. Then let's go get a beer after. I don't give a shit. If you talk to me, talk to me. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If you want to fucking fight, let's fight. We'll go get a beer after.
Yeah.
I don't have to hold a grudge.
Yeah.
I have to, but I can.
Yeah.
I can be cool. I can be cool with anybody. But fight with me, it's a fight. And that's done.
It's a fight.
It's a fight.
Do you feel
it's not jiu-jitsu.
It's a fight. For sure. Yeah. I get it.
I had this on my list of things to ask about. William Tackett.
What about
the punch?
He's amazing. The punch. He's great. What about it? Yeah.
Yeah. He Dennis Rodman you, bro.
Yeah, he kicked me in the dick like 3 times. And
Yeah.
it was kind of funny because I actually put the video out up there of him actually kicking me in the dick. And then, like, it was funny. Somebody was like, well, that sheds a different light on it. And I was like, yeah, he's done it 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, 3 times. How many times do you kick me in the fucking dick? The ref doesn't even say anything against you before it's like, well, dude, I'm going to try and do something back. Like, I was trying to throw a collar tie, missed it, and it kind of worked out perfectly.
It was a nice hook. It was a nice little, like a short.
Just a nice little.
It was a nice little jab.
Like my ex-wife said, she's like, it was like a line pawing.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could have really wound up if you wanted to.
I could have knocked him the fuck out. I could have broke his eye socket. I've knocked 225-pound men out from my closed guard. William Tackett being knocked out from my fucking guard is not like an impossible feat. Like, you're 155 pounds. Like, bro, chill.
It could have been worse.
It could have been your eye socket. It didn't have to be just like a paw. Like, it was a failed collar tie. I mean, how many times does Wagner smack somebody in a match and they're like, it's just Wagner. It's just Wagner. Or Cyborg smacking the shit out of Gordon. And they're like, well, I guess we'll DQ you now. And it's like, after the second one, it should have been like, hey,
stop.
Cyborg, you're not allowed to compete anymore because you're a fucking idiot. Like, if you want to do that, go do that where you can be criminally processed because you're being a little bitch. Okay. George Masvidal, at least he's not bitching. He's going to go to jail. He's going to go to prison. So you're not a bitch because you did it where you could be fucking prosecuted. You're a bitch because you sucker punched him. Now, are you going to take the charges? Dude, the guy that he wanted to protect down there, Marcel. Let Marcel go to jail, get his prison time in, and I guess what? Nobody's going to have a problem with Wagner or you anymore.
Yeah.
There doesn't have to be a post written up in the NYC and the New York Times. Like, how can you have a post written about you covering up pedophiles in the New York Times and still have a gym? Tell me how.
I don't know. I left.
Oh, okay. There you go. And then everybody now goes, hey, Cain was in the right. It's like, so why didn't you shoot Cyborg? Why didn't you shoot Wagner? Why didn't you shoot Marcel? You guys took action. The guy's doing this, but yet you guys will all be like, free Cain.
I can't kick any of those guys' asses. I'll just be honest with you.
Shoot them. You can shoot them though.
Yeah, but I got a family and kids that I gotta.
Oh, okay. Well, so does Cain.
I know. Well, I'm not fucking crazy, bro.
Oh,
I got different ways. I don't give my disposable income to them. That's how I hurt them. The best way I could hurt them is to not give them my money. I unfollow.
Right, but guess what? They give their undisposable income to the IBJJF that says opinion doesn't matter because they give us hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Yeah, I just don't support that.
If 50 of students stop competing every tournament, which he has about 50 at every tournament competing, do the math.
Yeah,
100, how much money is that a year?
150.
Yeah,
per tournament times 50.
It's 120 times 50.
Yep. You want me to do it?
Yeah, do it. Let's do the math so everybody can fucking listen.
All right, 120 times 50. How many tournaments are there a year?
There's 3 a year. There's 3 a month.
51,000.
There's 3 a month.
51,000. Should be 51,000.
Wow, times 3. Right?
So that's 150,000.
That's 18,000. No, times 3 a month times 12 because there's 12 months in a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 216,000.
There you go.
There you go. So that would take $216,000 a year out of their pocketbook.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen.
And the hotel stays and the acai stand. And
so what's the global economy on shutting Cyborg down?
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars. You have thousands of dollars.
Oh,
it's
no,
like
yeah,
you tell people. I'm like, but should he be shut down? For sure.
For the record, Tex, because he probably doesn't know.
Yeah.
We're not famous enough.
Yeah, we're not cool.
What?
Miguel trained, actually, Miguel and I trained together at a Fight Sports in South Florida.
Yep.
He moved and he went to train with Wagner. And when this happened, we put out a statement. We both left our respective gyms because of all that stuff that was happening. We got kids. We got
I saw
daughters.
you at Wagner's a lot.
Yeah.
I was there.
I was coming to train the pro training and didn't even know who this guy was.
I know.
Poked me in the eye.
Near did I.
The guy poked me in the eye. Right. It was covered that he was teaching kids and was charged with touching kids.
Dude, no, I mean my son. I have a son and a daughter, and they both trained, and they still train. And I mean, I saw him there all the time, and my son and his son actually scrapped all the time, and they had a great time. And I spoke to his wife. You know, it's just completely unbeknownst. It wasn't.
It wasn't Wagner that got that. That was
no.
No.
Here's the thing. I don't think Wagner is actually a nice guy.
I agree.
Yeah.
The problem with it is if you show loyalty to everybody, and that means even a pedophile, that's bad. Like, I mean, you can't be so nice that you give
bad
leniency to somebody. Yeah, like you have to draw the line. And Wagner and Cyborg definitely said that they would not draw the line between them and Marcel. And it's like, he's convicted of touching a little kid. You know what I mean? Like, we can't, like, I can't be associated with that, at all.
I have kids, bro. I can't. I
don't have kids. I just don't condone it, at all.
No, but it's like you understand it at a deeper level. Like I knew a lot of parents that I had conversations with that still went there, and I was like, bro, I can't go there because, like, what if my daughter is competing and she's, repping that, and it's got that stigma, and then my daughter comes up to me and she's like, hey, what's this I'm hearing? And then I have to explain that to her, and then you're like, you just kept me here.
Right.
It's just a whole can of worms.
I think
man.
so.
Really
so he left. He left Wagner's. I told my coach that I was going to be leaving. Luckily, my coach left Fight Sports. Went to another, or just removed himself from the affiliation. So at that time, we walked away.
I think it was the best thing to do for everybody who did it. And I still stay friends with some people who I don't really stay friends with them. I have some acquaintances down there that I like.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But I just, at the end of the day, now that they're coming out with it, it's like, well, you couldn't get Marcel, but now you're going after Cyborg in a class action lawsuit, which, again, you guys are just taking money for something that, like, this person should have been put in jail for. And once the jail time is done, like, leave it alone. Like, you're not going to find him. Like, it's fine. Like, why go after some guy's money for nothing?
Yep. I know that for us, like you said, I have no ill will to anybody that stayed with, we've got, we've got Fight Sports guys that come in, and sometimes, people are still wearing the Fight Sports logo on their gis. They've got older gis. Again, the gym that I train in, he removed himself from the affiliation. But I think that, again, no ill will towards anybody that stayed. But for those that kind of said, what are you guys doing? It's like, when you have a daughter and you've got to look her in the face and tell her, or she hears about this, and you got to say, so you're staying there?
Yeah.
This is going on? And you're going to give them your dollars and you're going to condone it. Maybe not your daughter at her age now, but there's going to come a point where she's going to go, that happened and you stayed and you didn't leave? I just couldn't look my daughter. I also know how my daughters in the face like that.
I know how a business works. Okay.
Yeah.
And he got his passport taken away at the first hearing, right, while he was out on bail, right? And so that means,
how is he gone?
So okay, let's not get caught up in the details. But what I'm saying is like, check this out. Just follow the money. Always follow the money. So this guy he can't get the job. No, but he can't get a job, right? He can't get a job. He has a skill, right? He handled the social media stuff and set up AV stuff and cameras and stuff like that. And he can't get a job. I'm sure he wasn't on the record. He was getting money. I give the gym money. He's getting money. Part of my money goes to him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's also that too. And the fact that if he's taking care of social media content, or he was, or whatever, or set up cameras, or anything that had to do with recording, and there's children there. And now he lives at a house where these recordings live. Like, he has unlimited content of children.
Right.
And that just like, I was like,
literally, he is literally watching the tapes of him teaching little kids.
Yeah. I never saw him personally teach kids. I saw him on the mats, but it was always like after or pro
BJJ Fanatics put it out that he was teaching little kids with
I'm saying Wagner. I never saw it. I never personally saw it.
Right.
And I was there for every kid's class. I was there.
You know, like we had right like 2 weeks before that, like obviously this came out years ago, but and then it came back out with the eye poke thing with you. I think that's really what made it visible.
Yeah,
you are the Hannibal Buress of.
Yeah, I love Hannibal.
You are Hannibal. You are to Cosby. That's a horrible. Like you brought it up and it came out. Hannibal Buress said something about Cosby and now Cosby's in jail.
You didn't even do it on purpose.
No, I know. It was like, right, you put out the picture of your finger. You were upset. You were pissed off. You blasted him. But
well, here was the thing. Everybody's like, Tex, why did you get kicked out of Wagner's? And I'm like, oh, so I'm the bad guy for getting kicked out of Wagner's? I'm like, okay, so I'm a bad human for getting kicked out of Wagner's. Let's go through why I got kicked out of Wagner's. I had some guy poke me in the eye, and I told his wife and kid to leave so I could fucking have a conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
Just a conversation about why he poked me in the eye, and he'd smacked me before that. And Wagner warned him, do not smack Tex. And I was like, dude, if you smack me one more time, we're done with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
No longer going to do jiu-jitsu anymore. If I roll with Wagner and Wagner does some dumb shit, the same thing.
Was that like a collar tie situation? He's trying to hit you with the collar tie and slapping you?
No, he was trying to pass my guard. I was just playing guard.
Okay.
And then he would smack me. He thought it was funny and he laughed, and I said, do it one more time. Neither one of us are going to be laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And Wagner goes, don't play with Tex. And then I roll with Wagner just fine. So then we do another round and I go for a shot and he shoves his thumb straight into my eye.
Oof.
I'm like, how did you miss my shoulder and hit me in the eye? For one, defending a shot, that sounds fucking retarded. Like, who's teaching people Krav Maga? Like, yeah, exactly. Like shoulder check, something like shoulder push. I'm like, how did you fuck it up so bad that a thumb got in my eye?
I'm trying to think.
Mistake?
Like
exactly.
Because it's like, if it's a double, I'm going double underhooks, or I'm cross-facing if their faces to the side. If it's a single leg, you're pushing the head down, and you're trying to get an overhook or an underhook.
In what scenario do you poke somebody in the eye?
Street fight, baby. Prison rules.
Like Krav Maga. Okay?
Grilled cheese versus a taco.
So I'm missing an eye. I can't see out of my eye.
It was pretty bad.
I'm bleeding out of my eye. I told Wagner, I was like, hey, fuck, man, like, this is my career. Like, oh, well, I'll pay for you to go to the hospital, the doctor's visit. I'm like, bro, that could be thousands of dollars. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm not going to owe you shit for nothing. Like, that's not how I work. But he gives me his credit card and he's like, hey, I have an eye doctor up the street. Just go see the eye doctor. So before I go, I was like, hey, Marcel, tell your wife and kids to leave so we can talk. And they're like, no, everything's fine. I was like, no, everything's not fine. Like, you guys got to go. Like, I need to talk to him, like, privately. Like, and we might get in a fight. He's on probation. I don't know this. So he's already broken his probation. You know what I mean? Like, there's kids there. He's already, like, Wagner, I guess Wagner's afraid I'm going to call the cops. I'm like, I don't want to call the cops. I want to talk to the guy. Either we're going to scrap this out, and he has to explain why he poked me in the eye. And then I have to dictate whether I think he's a piece of shit or not. Why did you poke me? Why did you poke me in the eye?
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to figure out, and never got to the bottom of it. Went to the eye doctor, and that was it.
We had, before everything kind of blew up again, I was saying this before, we had just had Wagner on. Actually, Wagner came in and we had him and his wife on the show. They were in studio. Yeah. And it was a great he's an incredible guy, super nice guy. Can't say enough good things about him. Can't say anything bad. Some bad choices here with what happened there, having him in there.
Bad business decision. And for the people who don't know, the kid, like his child is Cyborg's godchild.
Yeah, not Wagner, Marcel.
Yeah,
Marcel's
kid.
The guy. No, Marcel is also his like brother. So
they're all very
his son
close.
Is
And when I wrote an email,
so that makes
it makes it. I know where you're coming from. I'm just trying to explain it to the people that don't know. He's like, when you're showing loyalty and all this and that, it's like he was probably just trying to help the wife and the kid, and I get that. But bad business decision.
You give money to the wife and the kid, and not the guy. Like we just said,
you're preaching to the choir. Okay,
right.
We agree. We agree 1,000% with you.
Again, bad business decision, and he didn't give me any. I wrote an email. He wrote me an email back. He said, "Don't no prorating, no nothing." He's like, "I'm not taking any money from you." Blah blah. Blah. Gave me shit back. Yeah. It was no. Again, fuss,
super nice guy. I had some conversations with him. We had put out the podcast, and then all this shit came to light. I spoke to him by chat a few times even before he came out with his statement. I gave him my opinion on what I thought he needed to do. Like I'm anybody, but we had a good conversation. We had just sat down for 2 hours here. He actually, I could say, like, he apologized to me in the message, but meaning like he was like apologizing to like the jiu-jitsu community before anything was public. He said that to me in a message. I was like, you don't know, I think I've replied, you don't really owe me an apology. And again, I told him what I'm not going to say it here, but I told him what I and other people in the jiu-jitsu world expected from him, like moving forward, like, hey, I think you should do this. And I gave my opinion and we left it there. Super nice guy. The fact that he even gave me a platform to give him a piece of advice was I felt like I got to say something that a lot of people wouldn't get to say to him. I kind of think I gave him a temperature read on what the rest of the jiu-jitsu world was thinking. But again, super nice guy. It sucked because I figured, hey, we had Wagner on. It's like, hey, Wagner, we're gonna have him on again. And he was like, I'm gonna get Cyborg in here. Like we talked, we sat down here in the studio. He was like, I'm gonna get other guys. I'm gonna walk Cyborg in here. I'm gonna get him in studio. He had so much fun on the podcast,
right?
And then all this shit happened, and it was just like, wah, wah, wah. It was like, man, we didn't, all this craziness started to happen, and none of that came to fruition, unfortunately.
But again, the problem. That whole, like, even the cult of personality thing, like, dude, these guys knowingly did something wrong. We can still call them cool people.
Yeah.
We can still be like, all right, cool, you're cool. Wagner's gonna walk Cyborg into your guys' studio because it's cool because Cyborg's a 4-time ADCC champion or whatever the fuck he's done, and it's like the guy's still cool, but he protected a pedophile.
Well, this was all before. This was before that happened, right? This was.
I get it, but
what I just explained. That was before.
He's trying to, the point.
But again, so is Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson is still. Like Mike Tyson's a horrible human at one point in time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rape. Yeah. Aggravated assault, rape, aggravated murder, whatever the fuck he done. Like all these horrible things. It's like, yeah, but he was a world champion at 18. It's like. So everything gets thrown behind the light.
Yeah.
My problem with like things that have come out, like I get to live by these accolades, done horrible things. It gets thrown away and cast away because it's like, well, Wagner in a general sense is a nice guy, like we said.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I mean, no, I guess it's like the cult of personality, like you said. It's
exactly. It totally is.
At what point are we redeemed? Because people make mistakes, and some of those mistakes are going to be horrible.
Yeah.
One thing.
Some are unforgivable.
Speaking of Mike Tyson, one thing I noticed about Mike Tyson is he spoke about that life, that person that he was.
Yeah.
And he
and
spoke
it's not
about
there
it
anymore.
Well, he spoke about it as though he was talking about a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like he switched bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can understand that. It's just wake up from that life. How long are you going to be persecuted for those mistakes?
Depends on the mistake. Touching kids, fucking never.
Yeah.
Touching kids is one of those that never goes away.
Sorry.
Raping and touching kids are two things that like you don't get away from ever.
Yeah.
So
like,
do you feel like those individuals, Cyborg and and Wagner that they can redeem themselves in the eyes of the public, of their students, of guys like you, of us?
They already have. But here's the problem. Like, being a guy that's been like negatively accused of something that just didn't go through and was like a stupid hoax with the community. I had to go through it with this woman. They actually have a convicted human of something, and they could have just turned them over. And their ego and pride, until, like I said, if Marcelo would have went to prison, which is scary, they would have been like, hey, yes, he can go do his term. He probably would have done 5-6 years. Defender. My buddy had already talked to judges and lawyers, the DA, what they were going to prosecute at, He was going to get five years in prison.
Yep.
Why not let the guy do his 5 year in prison and then let him come out? And then everybody's like, yeah.
And then be there for him. And then, I don't know if he'd be back to
be there.
And then be there from him.
He'd get his work visa revoked. He'd go straight back to Brazil. And then whatever, everybody.
He can't get citizenship now anyways. Nope. How is he ever going to be legal? How is he legal?
He's not.
If he can let the prison, exactly.
Collier County still has his passport and his visa.
Doesn't matter. He's done.
He's never coming back.
Would have went to prison though. It would have been redeemed.
Yeah.
Let the kid go to prison, or let the chick say in trial that it wasn't rape, consensual, and that it was statutory, and let him get no jail sentence at all.
Yeah.
Let her say that. That's what I said. If the chick says it's not rape, then let it go. Statutory. She's consensual at 16. Let her testify in court like all of us have to do. What? Go on. Nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. If you thought the world wanted to give a fuck about your feelings, you got into the wrong fucking situation.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that fucking matters is if you can prosecute, and they can prosecute. So guess what? Nobody gave a shit about anybody's feelings. So I want him to serve. What about this chick over here that went through this traumatic event? Now they're going after money. I'm done with it. Like Cyborg, Wagner, all them. Wish them nothing but, actually, I don't wish them anything. I don't think about them, but, they can go on. Like, they don't need to redeem themselves to me. It wasn't my ass on the line. It was theirs.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Handled poorly.
It's like I told everybody. Yeah, for sure. I mean, one, because they didn't have to lie to Mo Jasmine.
Bad call.
So that is a very, if I told somebody one time, they're like, who would you be scared of in jiu-jitsu? I'd be Mo. And they're like, why? I'm like, because Mo can actually do shit.
Ruin you.
Mo's smart. Mo's smart. Mo won't. Mo's not gonna pop off the mouth and call you a bitch. Happen.
No.
Fight you, and then he's gonna fight you. And then, I mean,
he's gonna make you think twice about that mortgage payment you got.
He's gonna, because he will take you to court.
Yeah.
He will litigate you. Yeah, no shit, and you'll pay for his lawyer. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, all these idiots in jiu-jitsu who want to run their fucking mouth, and it's like, dude, I have people I get along with. Those are the people I get along with. One of them is Mike Cipriano. One of them is fucking Mo Jasmine. The rest are just, but Mo Jasmine and Mike Cipriani, the guys that I get along with, they're pretty powerfully connected people in this sport. So I stay with my loyalty with them.
Yeah, and stay doing the right thing. I mean, that's I mean, honestly, I think that's the tone that you were setting without even saying it, is just do the right thing. It might be tough, yes, but just do the right thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest. I've told people this, all this stuff that's inside you that you manifest and that you make of yourself. Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to do by you as I can do by me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, no matter what, I'll help you out if I can. Then we've got this sport that's turning into the disrespect ball game of everybody just talking shit to each other. And it's like, dude, where are we going? So what are we going to do here? We're
Yeah.
going to talk shit about each other. Everybody sucks. Okay, good. Everybody sucks. Like if I have to watch one more black belt, won a world title, do breakdown of world title matches, and it's like, dude, you don't even know jiu-jitsu that well. Yes, you own a gym, you make decent money, but the way you explain jiu-jitsu is not like, or guy who just went to BJJ Fanatics and watched the DVD and they regurgitate it to their students because they don't actually know how to teach. And that's where I go, just can we just get a better standard out there for like, because we have so many bad jiu-jitsu gyms out there selling memberships too. And
that's what I was talking about last time. That's what I was talking about last time. It's getting there. I just think these are the growing pains of the sport. This is
it is. Also, that's when like, okay, so when do we become an actual sport where people are making hundreds of $1,000s a year competing?
Yeah, not just one or two, but like
how?
Like a roster.
Yes, all of us.
It's
a roster in each gym. And how are we going to make those gyms have corporate sponsorships to be able to fund students?
And then also have a standard that goes across all gyms.
Do you think it's possible? Do you think that that's possible?
No, there's too much greed. It's like Mo says, they're a bunch of greedy babies. Every one of them.
My honest opinion is that I don't think, I'll go back to the hobbyist statement earlier, because you're not, I'm not hobbyist, you're the casual viewer. Mm-hmm. Because we will never pull in casual viewers, I don't think. It's you so have hard. To be, it'll, not that you can't make money. We're thriving right now as a jiu-jitsu community. It's the best it's ever been, good or bad. You know, regardless of how you look at it.
If your
people are making more money than ever.
If your last name's not Gracie,
it's
good,
right? Yeah, you're people are making money. I just don't think it could be what the UFC is. I've talked about boxing and like the death of boxing, as boxing is now the minor, or at least it was before all these social media stars came out. Boxing started to become like the little leagues to what is the UFC. I can box, I can watch somebody do flag football, or I can watch the NFL. I can watch somebody box, or I can watch somebody box, wrestle, do Muay Thai, do Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
Like, to me, but that's maybe the pay discrepancies are still there, but wow, I don't want to just watch boxing. I want to watch somebody, box, fall to the ground, do Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah.
Do it all. Right.
I think that we have, this is my opinion, and I hope that I'm proven wrong one day, but I think that our best bet is to continue producing jiu-jitsu practitioners who become MMA stars. I think that's really the only path to true wealth in the jiu-jitsu world.
Like a farm league?
I could be wrong.
Or like a farm league?
I mean, it is what it is now.
I do agree, but a lot of us did that before.
Yeah.
MMA is easier than jiu-jitsu, technically.
Now, did you do that at a time when Bellator was as strong as it is, PFL as strong as it is, UFC? I mean, now a lot of people are leaving the UFC because of the pay.
I mean, the guy I fought was 5-0. Brennan Ward, he fought for Risen and all those things for Bellator when I fought him. So, I mean, it was they were finally looking at Russian talent. They were bringing over guys from Russia, Union, the guy who was running Bellator at the time, what was his name? What was his name? Bjorn Revny. Revny, the guy from Russia. They had Viacom money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you know that Viacom money can buy UFC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But nobody knew that. Like, they were just paying people. They were paying really good. So everyone's like, Tex, go to Bellator, don't go to UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were starting to get that. And then what did they do? Royce Gracie, fucking Kimbo Slice, Day 5000,
What do you guys think about
the wrestler guy, Ed Hardy or Greg Hardy, whatever his name was?
What do you think about events, larger events, like a UFC style event where there is, I think kind of one championship was going to do this.
One FC's doing it. One's doing it now.
Because that's what Gordon was going to do, right? Because he was like, I'm not going to fight. I'm going to do
right now. Gabau's doing it. Gabau's doing it.
Okay.
Doing it soon. He's fighting some of their
I don't watch a lot of ONE FC unless it's on.
You already have that. Craig Jones just lost that match against that one guy. heel hooks.
Yeah.
But like, did the guy really do anything great? No, he just kind of countered him.
So I was going, what you're telling me it exists already was like, okay, there's a boxing match, there's a couple jiu-jitsu matches, there's an MMA, there's an MMA match, there might be a Muay Thai, maybe there's some amateurs with pads. Like that true mix of everything, I think is where I would, I would be more of a fan. I think like if you want jiu-jitsu to grow a little bit, you have to sprinkle it amongst those other things.
Yeah.
And I still think it's really difficult to. Is it a multi-million-dollar and $1 billion business or multi-billion-dollar business when you take IBJJF and you take these other organizations?
I
don't think we're in the billion. I don't know if we're in the billions.
They don't. IBJJF doesn't take care of anybody, bro. They just take care of themselves.
No.
But I just don't think it could be what the UFC has done for the MMA world. And now you got so many.
It's a bunch of greedy.
Yeah.
Babies, egotistical babies. They're greedy. All of them are more important than everybody. Everybody who wears a red black belt is. Here's the thing: I don't pay any homage to any lineage. They can go, they're dead. Fuck them. I don't give a shit if Helio Gracie rolls over in his fucking grave. I don't give a shit about any of these guys. But without them, yes, we wouldn't have this sport. But also, this sport has evolved a lot without them. Way beyond them. That's why we have more money now. So we're doing better. Those old lineage heads, it's the same thing with anything in life. The older the people who have the money, they hold on to it, right?
Yeah.
So now you've seen a flourish of some money in the younger people. And now you have young kids that are like 18 years old. They're like, if you don't pay me like $1,000 to fight, I'm not going to fight. And it's like,
bye.
We have a bunch of 25-year-olds that'll fight for free.
For sure.
That are blue belt. So there's no need. So we have so many people who can fight. A lot of them aren't that great, but whatever, they'll put on a show. Then you have to watch 30 fights in a night. That was why I don't like I love Fight to Win. The event is great. The getting new talent out there is great. But man, watching 30 fights in one night, it's hard.
I've been to one. It's pretty exhausting. I went to dinner actually in between and then came back.
We lost you there, Tex. If you can see us, can you see and hear us?
Oh, got you. I got you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I went to one down here. Well, you were there.
Yeah, I mean, I love. Listen, I like any sporting event. I'd rather go than watch it on TV. Like, I'm not a big hockey, football, soccer, like watching on TV fan, but to go, it's a different experience.
Yeah.
Who shows up for the first fight and stays to the end? Like, you guys even left for dinner.
We went for dinner. We went to Salt Bay.
You guys went and got charged ridiculous amounts of money for some fries and a steak.
It was nuts.
And then, but you know what? You don't stay. It's a bit too much. I think that the way that they travel, it works for for fans, because you can go watch your training partners fight, and then you could leave and not necessarily have to be there for an event.
I love Fight to Win at home. I really do. Yeah. I love it because it's just like Wheel of Fortune, not Wheel of Fortune because I don't watch that. I would say more like The Price is Right. It's just like on, and then when my favorite game is on, that's when I watch.
I put it on. I could push it from the phone to the TV. I have a TV in my office, so if my wife is like, "Wow, I want to watch it," I put it on in the office, and then I'll just work, and then I'll be looking up when my fights come on.
If I have to be honest with you, man, the way these kids are doing jiu-jitsu nowadays is absolutely bonkers. And I watch those kids matches, and it's just like, holy smokes, man! Like those fights actually, like I'll watch those, but sometimes you'll get, like the people that you're talking about, they're like, pay me $1,000 to fight or whatever, and it's just like this no gear that costs $1,000, and then they just double guard pull, and it's a foot fetish match.
But look at Cody Steele.
The worst.
Cody Steele. I mean, he's doing amazing, and his MMA career is going well.
Yeah. He looks good too.
I think that again, somebody that started with jiu-jitsu and is like growing. I think that's where the money is. Again, maybe I'm wrong.
That's how the
as
UFC
our world
started.
grows and there are more gyms and more jiu-jitsu students, more people are going to watch. But I'll let Tex, I asked this question as kind of a litmus test to what we're talking about. Do you watch? Are you a fan? When you're home, are you watching jiu-jitsu events? Like, do you watch the Fight to Win? You said, I'm not going to watch 30 fights. Do you watch any of the big stuff? Or is it like, if I'm there and I'm going, or my fight's coming up, I watch.
I don't really watch, especially not now, because it's just depressing for me to watch it. Yeah. I don't really want to watch something that I'm not a part of.
Yeah.
And as of right now, I'm not a part of it. So I'm not going to sit here and critique people who are doing their job. And I'm not. So there's no need for me to comment on that. And there's no need for me to, I don't really watch. Like the last match I watched, I think a Fight to Win was Toledo and my friend here in Atlanta. What is her name? I don't know what, but Alex. It was Toledo and Alex, and then I watched the Victor Hugo match and this other guy, ultra heavyweight, and I watched them, and no submissions in the match, and I just take it and just I try and like ref and see what I think would be the. Right now, I've been looking at a lot of ADCC reffing matches and reffing them and judging because I took the reffing course for ADCC, and I think ADCC is one of the hardest and best rule sets to ref in. And but actually, the points and the advantages have purposes. You know, like the whole match, the judges are right there judging the match the whole time, and the ref is just there to keep people safe, and also they're called time and stuff like that. But man, being an ADCC judge and ref is tough. It's probably I took the courses. I took the courses just to understand the rules better for competition. But reffing those tournaments and ADCC rules are the best rules and the hardest rules.
You know,
hands down.
We get more answers like you just gave about not watching from some of the more popular and famous jiu-jitsu practitioners. Most people, they're like, I don't watch.
The mechanic doesn't come home.
I'm doing it all day. I don't want to then go home and then watch jiu-jitsu matches, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like MMA. I won't watch MMA now unless it's like a fight I want to see, like a Damian Maia maybe. But normally I can be like, that guy's going to get knocked out. That guy's going to get submitted. And I'll wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'll look at my phone and be like, UFC results, and I'm like, okay, that happened.
I do that a lot too.
Yeah.
Like
I use Score
like
Mobile.
Honestly,
I use Score Mobile. I looked, okay, all right, that one's still going. All right, I'll wake up in an hour when the main event's going off.
I watch all the UFCs.
I try, but again, it's hard. It's hard to watch every single.
I don't like all the fluff. I don't watch them the day. I watch them unless it's like I have friends over or whatever.
Yeah.
I will wait. And then I'll just fast forward to the fights.
Yeah,
like that is.
But not only that, but now it's like $100 or something.
Yeah, it's like
more,
70. It's
more
like
than $100.
79 now, right?
Yeah. So again, I invite friends. Oh, so what my brother and I have been doing? Maybe I shouldn't say on air, but
don't say that.
No,
don't say it. Don't say it.
I go to his house and watch it 1 week, and then he comes to my house and watch it 1 week.
Oh yeah. That's fine. That's fine. But they charge restaurants by the seat.
No,
so like they charge restaurants by every seat inside the restaurant.
It's always been like that.
Look,
pay the fighters more then.
Exactly.
So pay the fighters more.
Preaching to the choir, man.
I'm happy to see somebody like Paige Van Zandt. She's got a AEW contract today or whatever this week.
What, from
but she's still
root beer?
AEW.
No, the wrestling.
Oh,
she's going to be doing the professional wrestling.
Cool.
But they're letting her keep her contract with bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
So she's still going to be fighting. So
you know what? It was root beer.
You mean getting beat up? You mean getting beat up?
Yeah. Right. Dude, that is a
more power to her for fucking doing other things than that. Taking that and running with it. I agree. Like I was gonna say, agree or disagree with like the whole OnlyFans and all the selling the kind of the sexy part of it. But hey, use what you got.
But how many fights is the commission going to give her before they're like, hey, like you can't take another beating like that. Like let's not let that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like she's also, but besides being whoever she is, trying to make the money that she's trying to make, the girl obviously likes to fight. And who are you to tell a fighter not to fight?
Yeah.
You know, but
because her brain is taking a lot of hits.
Let her do whatever she wants to do, and she could be all scrambled brain. I love
when she pops up in my feed, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I stopped following. I have this thing with guys and girls that I follow. As soon as because I'll follow fighters and I'll follow people that I like, but as soon as it gets like sexualized, I'm just like I can't. I can't.
I have to too. I have to too because I see one too many. Like I said, I support their OnlyFans and whatever they want to do.
Go for
however
it.
they want to make money, but I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing it. Like I've seen enough. I have enough ass on my feed.
Yeah.
I have enough. If I have to see one more pretty girl selling something, it's like, dude, I'm not buying anyways. Like I wasn't buying your vagina pics yesterday. I'm not buying your vagina pics today. All right. Like I'm not that guy. Like who are these guys? And whoever they are, I said,
they're out there, bro.
Fucking support them.
Out there.
I'm trying to figure out how they're making so much money.
Cheating on their wives, breaking up homes.
Yep.
Doing all this stuff. More power to them. Whatever. I don't care.
I've never paid. I've never paid for any of like an OnlyFans, a porn site. Like never.
I actually have an OnlyFans. It just doesn't have anything on it. It just doesn't have anything on it. POV Johnson.
Yeah. My joke was I was gonna start an OnlyFans, and then I was only just gonna have like literal like fans, like ceiling fans, and like
that's a great idea. But I was gonna do it with like my girlfriends. I was gonna shoot videos and sell them. I'm like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
All right, listen,
you should do only food, man, because the food that you eat looks amazing all the time.
I think that's what I'm doing next, to some sort of food blog on Instagram.
Do it.
With that, so I'm gonna go to Turkey and Greece this year, so that should be fun with the food.
Yeah, make sure you have some Turkish coffee. Oh, you've been there before. You know what's up.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I know what's up.
Yeah, the pastels are pretty good.
So we were gonna. I would mention. I think we started talking about it before we jumped on and we started recording. We're gonna have a place within the next year where we can. I own a marketing company as well, so the marketing company and the podcast can be in the same building.
All right.
And then we're gonna have a space. I'm not opening a gym, but I'm gonna have a space where we can film. But it's gonna be big enough to run a seminar. And part of that is when we can start having guests come in from out of town. And look, it was by demand. It wasn't like my original idea. It was people were like, hey, man, do you know anywhere where I could do a seminar when I come down to see you guys? Hey, maybe your gym. Do you know anybody else? And then it just like the light went off. Well, we could do that because we need a place to shoot content for the show, like aside from what we do. Hey, well, when we have somebody come down, we can have them, kind of like we're not paying for people to come down. So, hey, we could do the seminar here. My marketing company can promote it. We do a pretty good job of that. I know that we'll have bodies. We'll have people pay. So that's what's hopefully coming within the next year.
Perfect.
So that's what I was mentioning to you. If when you're down this way or we figure something out one day, you come down, you get, we do the show one day, and then one day, there'd be a seminar. Let's say like we shoot the podcast on a Saturday and there's a seminar on a Sunday or vice versa. But, that's the next iteration of the show. We started out in a conference room. We moved to my house. Then we moved to this studio, in an apartment building that my producer owns in Miami. Oh. And then now there's going to be hopefully this next iteration. So that's you're welcome to come down when that happens, and we'll put on a seminar.
Yeah,
and
let's do it.
Make sure everybody gets paid.
Yeah.
And
I'll buy some baseball bats for you to break.
All right, we'll do baseball bats.
All right, man. Listen, Tex, thank you so much for doing this with us. We appreciate it, man. Like I said, don't go anywhere. We're going to take some pictures, but we're very much appreciative of you taking the time. And again, that invite is very genuine. If you're ever down here, whether we have that or not, we'd love for you to come down. When you're down, let us know, and you can come into the studio and we can do one live.
All right, of course, let's do it.
I'll take you to that gas station. We could eat a burrito.
Yes.
In Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, God.
All right, man. Hold on one second. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
Interesting guy.
Everything I wanted it to be.
Yeah. Very direct.
Yeah.
He has a unique perspective on things, but
it was a good conversation in terms of that he got to speak. You know what I'm saying? And I got some more information about my own thoughts.
About things that you wanted to...
Yeah, kind of know
he's
about.
He's controversial because he's that honest.
Yeah.
Because he's that...
Yeah. Well,
this is what I think. Boom.
When you speak your mind, you tend to be controversial to people that don't agree with you, right? I mean, it's like you kind of said that during. Like you're like anybody or everyone's controversial, right? Like anybody can be
anybody that's telling their honest
what's on
truth,
their
not
really
the
on their
truth.
mind.
Doesn't matter if it's the truth.
Their
it's
truth.
Their truth.
Yeah.
And they're being very blunt about it. I have a friend who's like that.
You're going to rub people the wrong way.
Super fucking blunt. Nobody likes him.
Yeah.
But everybody loves him.
I have a friend like that too.
But everybody loves him.
He loves the color orange. He wears orange shirts all the
time. Aren't you glad we're talking about him right now?
Bo just realized he's wearing an orange shirt.
Some of a niche.
I do. No, look, it does. I had a conversation with my daughter today.
Yeah.
And she'll come home and she just unloads. She talks, she's working. She's on spring break, so she's working. So she comes home. And I've had these multiple conversations with her, and I say this to her because I am this person. Funny enough, look at me on a talk show now, right?
Yeah.
I tell her, she comes home and she unloads, and I say, she also mentions that she talks like this with like her friends. Mm-hmm. She's like, sometimes I'm just do all the talking, and I'm like, okay, you've recognized that. You have to recognize that if you're going to be a good friend, you've got to ask questions as well. Like, don't just unload, because now you just seem like this opinionated person, and I know that because I have been like that, am like that, and try to recognize when I'm being like that, and I'll stop and ask a question.
Right.
I'll be like, oh my God, I'm dominating this conversation. Let me ask a question. Okay, where'd you get that? Or, what happened with, right? So we were having that conversation, and
or like you finished checking out at the store, right? Like you're just giving it to the cashier.
What do you mean?
I was making a joke. Like you're there just trying to get your groceries and you're just giving it to the cashier. And she's like, it's $82.70.
You're telling him your life story. She's like, how are you? Well, today my wife left me. You tell them, no, it's just supposed to be like, I'm good. How are you? Right? Yeah.
$82.70.
My daughter comes home and just unloads the whole day. So she started like, oh, I got to work at 9:22. And well, I was really supposed to be there at 9:30. And then so I get in there and it's like 9:31. And I'm like, you don't have to go into like, you're giving so much detail. I don't think you're realizing like, you're coming home. I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm working. I work from home. I'm in my office, basically. Yeah. You're coming home, so understand. I'm not that I don't want to listen to you. I just say, sometimes I tell her, give me the short version. Mm-hmm. I'm not being rude. I was telling her today, I'm not being rude when I ask you that, but you have to recognize that I am working, and I don't necessarily, I can't listen to the story from the beginning. I have work to do.
Sounds like she should be a jiu-jitsu instructor.
Well, I told her, like my mom used to tell me, you should be a lawyer. You love to talk. You should be a lawyer. So that never happened. But I was telling her, I was giving her some ideas on jobs that she could do because she loves to speak.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I would tell her it's not about airtime; it's about fair time.
Oh, look at that!
Being fair,
let people both sides talk.
Do you want to hear what I have to say?
No.
That's how I learned. That's how I learned, because I was like that. I was the same way. I would just kind of like say things, assuming people wanted to hear what I was saying because they're my friends. I'm assuming. But then I realized I learned this from mentors. That, you have to understand, does the person want to hear what you have to say at that moment?
And that's
even if it's your dad, your friend, Jesus, I don't, angels, demons run away.
I'm still battling that.
This is one of those moments we got to just.
I'm still battling that, like where I'll bogart a situation. So it's a work in progress.
I guess we all do it.
No.
And again, I'm so as it relates to Tex, I mean, he tells you what's on his mind. But look, for us, that's the best guest. There's somebody who's really telling you the way they really feel, and not. I find myself having to do this as a podcast host is. You don't want to offend anybody, so sometimes like I might not agree with something somebody's saying, but I'm okay. I'm going to smile, say, okay, I understand where you're coming from. Doesn't mean I agree with them. It's like the whole Rogan thing, the Joe Rogan thing, the whole the Ho Hogan.
Ho Jogan.
We were just talking about Honda Housey. The Joe Rogan thing, where it's like just because he has them on doesn't mean that he believes everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
He's having a conversation. He's got like the access to like the ultimate Google. It's like we have to go on Google to find out what somebody thinks. He can actually get the person in the room and have a conversation. What an amazing power to have. And if you can't just because he's listening to it,
conversation. If you can't have conversation, there's no, there's nothing after that. I mean,
so
what do we got?
Anyway, oh, you got a shot of that?
What?
So we got some flow and roll gis a couple weeks back. I wanted to put the Jiu-Jitsu dummies patch on everything. So you haven't had a chance to actually wear it. So
well, I wore it for the TikTok.
You wore it for the TikTok, but I took it back.
You did, but now I'm all geared up.
Now you're geared up. Now you're patched up. So we got very cool flow and roll gis. These are super comfortable. I freaking love them. Right?
You should put the patch on his ass cheek.
This is I had to be careful. Like I had to figure out where to put it.
Can I let you know that I already also bought my my Renzo Gracie Weston patches?
Oh yeah,
and I'll be putting them on this and
do it.
I've gotten a notarized letter. I'm good to go to train in it in class.
There's notarized letter.
Notarized, everything.
Oh, what? So that you can wear what this?
Everything, everything's good. I passed it through. Renzo was like, okay, it's cool. You gotta go through the man.
I got mine down here. I won't bore everybody with mine, but I got my white gi.
All right, come on, pull it
out. Sean, thank you.
Pull it out, baby.
Thank you, man.
Pull it out. I haven't heard that in so long.
Yeah.
I'm married now.
Yeah, me neither. 23 years, can you imagine? It's been at least 22 years.
I've been married for 2.
No, it's 23 years I've been married, so I haven't heard that for at least 22 years.
You got mine there, bro?
Look at that.
I haven't heard that
I like
for
the
at least
white
22
roll.
years.
We can't. I can't come to open mat with this though.
I like that.
At your gym.
Yeah, you can.
No, I cannot.
I'd like to just wear that around town. Just
Felipe would kill me, dude. If I wore that, he'd be like, "Come on, man," because he knows I own white geese.
Hey,
I did my patch.
I could preach about God in one of those and be Jesus.
Jesus. There you go, Kanye. Do it.
Really?
Really?
Flow and roll. Where did I put the patch on this one?
Oh, down here.
I had to put it on the leg on the bottom because I didn't want to cover the flow and roll logos on the front.
So when you do a kick strike to the face, they can see the logo.
That's right. In jiu-jitsu, when you go kick somebody in the face.
All right. So thank you to Sean at Flow and Roll.
Thank you,
keeping
bro.
us geared up. Let's shout out some of our Patreon podcast patrons, including gym sponsors Carlson Gracie Winter Haven in Winter Haven, Florida, cgwinterhaven.com, and at Carlson Gracie _Winter Haven on Instagram. Carlson Gracie Broward County in North Lauderdale as well. Carlson Gracie BrowardCounty.com, at Carlson Gracie Broward County on IG. Last but not least, John Way Martial Arts in Plantation, Florida, johnwaymartialarts.com, at John Way Martial Arts on Instagram. Our individual patrons include Jebediah Berra, Robert Walker, Frank House, Bo Athletics. You can check them out at BOA_athletics on IG. Jason Smiley, CJ Carroll. He always asks us to shout out Mission 22 as well.
Let's do it.
Chuck Red Door and Roberto Santiago right here in sunny South Florida. If you'd like to support the show, visit patreon.com/JiuJitsu Dummies. Join and be automatically entered every single month into our monthly giveaway of at least $100 in Jiu-Jitsu swag. The last 2 months, we gave out Flow and Roll Geese.
There you go.
So congrats to the winners. Listeners who submit questions we use on the show are also thrown into that mix. So that month's...
Yeah, it's the double dip opportunity.
Yeah, they can win. They win a... We're going to talk about that in a second, right? We can... Oh, we don't have it here, actually. If you send questions for the show, you get to choose a podcast mug or a T-shirt. Mm-hmm. Usually also maybe send a sticker or something. Depends.
Yeah. If we use it on the show.
If we use it on the show, you'll hear you got to listen to win. So you got to listen, shoot us a DM, claim your prize.
Today.
So those people also go into the drawing for the $100 worth of
Do you think we
swag.
should pick the best question?
Right now we could still do every question. Not every episode has questions. Yeah. Sometimes the questions are like, well, we asked that already, or that's like something that we're normally.
I meant today's episode. We didn't.
When did you start jiu-jitsu? Like that's just it's like such a basic question.
I'm saying we didn't.
Do you like your martini stirred or
shaken?
Or shaken?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends if I'm bonded or not. I was saying we didn't use any listener questions for today's episode. So
we did. We did it just because of the way that it was flowing.
Oh man, it was
kind
crazy.
Of like,
it was awesome.
I didn't want to get into like just going down a list of questions. No. It was I think more conversational than most.
We got caught up.
We were sponsored by
there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to listen back.
Sponsored by Kick to the Dick. That's because
he was talking about kicking people in the dick, and then I was like, okay, great segue to talk about
a fucking logo for that. We're gonna make a logo for that thing. Kick to the Dick. That's
get with Sean.
Yeah. No. Don't make that rash. Don't start promoting that.
All right, everybody.
Bad behavior.
Check us out at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies for all the ways to watch, listen, and support. Don't forget to click the bell on YouTube, to get reminders
And
every
you should
month.
give that,
You're pointing at me, Bo.
Yeah,
Why are you pointing at me?
Let's not forget our sponsors. All of us here at the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies would like to thank the entire crew over at Flow and Roll for their tremendous support. They're renowned for their incredible t-shirt designs, and they've got something for everyone. Flow and Roll quickly rose up to become the premier custom apparel provider for academies, big or small, throughout the United States. Shoot them an email about your custom order, flowandroll@gmail.com, and they'll be more than happy to get you hooked up. Check them out on Instagram at flow_n_roll for samples of their gi and no-gi kits. They conveniently offer flexible payment options, too. Head over to flowandroll.com for more details, and while you're there, pick up a Jiu-Jitsu Dummies signature tee, now exclusively at flowandroll.com. And remember, you'll get 20% off your online purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD. Special thanks to George Hernandez, Claims Adjuster. Have you experienced damage in your residential or commercial property in the states of Florida or Texas from flood or fire, storms, theft and vandalism, even sinkholes, just to name a few? Don't get stressed out dealing with your insurance provider. Call George Hernandez today and let the professionals get you the most compensation possible. Visit HernandezClaims.com or call 305-712-6751 to get help now. And stay in touch with them on Instagram at HernandezClaims.
Am I supposed to do that here at the end?
Yeah.
You've been just putting it in like before.
Yeah, we just did that.
Okay. I thought you were putting them in like before housekeeping.
It happened so fast.
It happened right now?
It's like,
you put the sponsors in?
It was like, look, you see my hand moving?
Yeah.
That was
wow.
So now, when you do the post, got to send you the BJJ box logo and include that.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited for the BJJ box.
Opening.
That's right.
Middle.
Yes.
Closing.
Yes. Yep.
On this one.
Please do.
So excited to have them.
Absolutely.
I'm just excited the BJJ box is coming along.
Yep. Deserves a bell.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, wrong button.
All right, I'm at Uncle Milty BJJ on Instagram.
I'm JJD_DJJ69 on Instagram.
Gets me every time.
Why?
It's the most randomest of
2022.
Instagram. Just the most random Instagram.
It's not. JJD, Jiu-Jitsu Dummies, DJJ, so it's like a mirror of itself.
Okay.
Separated by an underscore because there's no spare.
69?
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Yin and yang, bro. It's like It's a whole thing.
All right.
Dinner for two.
Bo?
At BADWERKS.
Check him out for cool car pics. Awesome production. There's a link to I noticed today there's a link to the doc that you did.
Yeah, the documentary.
Check that out, everybody. Go to his go to Bad Works at Bad Works on IG and click the link in his bio. It's a really cool documentary on the
car racing.
Car racing.
Nice.
So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Peace love, Jiu-Jitsu, baby.
Let's do it.
Love.